I didn't plan for this to be one of the first projects on the channel, but recently life adjusted the order for me. Not every moment calls for something elaborate. Sometimes simplicity is the most respectful choice. This is a very simple project. One color, a little salt, and some paper. But it allows you to send something that feels very considered. For this project we need colors which are muted and saturated, something dark. Like here I was considering between indigo, Payne's grey, Aquarius violet, sepia, and also dark green could be a good option. Something which even after drying is still quite dark. I went for indigo because I have a stationery with dark navy borders, and I wanted to add a little letter for a person who will be receiving this little package. I will be working with Bockingford paper, hot press, 300 grams, and for the envelope, paper from Fabriano 25% cotton cold press in square. I will start with the card. For that, I'm taking the one piece of paper from the pad. And here I'm creating a little ridge which will allow to indicate where the folding of the paper will be. And with masking tape, I'm creating a border to have a nice crisp edge around painting. This is the regular masking tape from the hardware store. I think it's called Tesa, sensitive, but it doesn't really matter. I go straight in with the paint. The paint has to be in the thickest consistency, very saturated, not watered. I'm going a few times over with a brush. Here is the Roman Szmal brush, flat brush, to make sure it's evenly distributed when I come in with the salt. Because salt will be making the heads of the dandelions with little sprinkles. I go with the grinder because grinder allows the salt to fall in circles. Of course, it can be done manually, but I just wanted to make my life simpler. And I'm adding a few sprinkles to indicate like these little fuzzy pieces of dandelion which flew away. So I will have 2 dandelions heads and some sprinkles. Here, when it's dry, I remove the salt. I'm removing it at the beginning with my hand, but later, since it got a little bit stuck, I use hard bristle brush to take all the salt out. Then with the thick paint and my number 6 brush, I'm painting the stems. Here I go a few times over because the paint is quite thick. And the second one. Because the dandelion is semi-transparent, I wet the beginning of the stem with water and take the excess with the tissue to create softer transition, almost like some of the bristles are covering it. And then in one of the dandelions, I lift up the middle to show the center of the head, where the bristles are connected. Thanks to the structure of Bockingford paper, it's very easy to lift it. Here I'm adding a little bit of shadow and little leaves which are just directly under the middle. I actually don't know how they are called. I'm sure there's some botanical name for it. And adding little dots where the bristles are coming together. And then with very delicate movements of my brush, I'm indicating connections. Just few, it doesn't have to be much, because this design is semi-abstract. So we see that there are that this is a dandelion, but in the end it's a little bit not fully defined. So few strokes, thinner, thicker, going to the little dots which were created by the salt sprinkles. After that, I'm adding little lines on the free-flying sprinkles to indicate flying away pieces of the dandelion. Here the video is a little bit sped up because it's basically the same move. Because the stems dried a little bit lighter, I'm going with additional layer of the paint to make them more distinct. And when everything is perfectly dry, I remove the masking tape, revealing the beautiful border. Then, using the little reed which I created earlier, I'm just folding the card, and the card is ready. Now let's make an envelope. For that I'm taking the square paper. I actually have it in block, but you can simply cut it out from some rectangular one. And even though it's in block and I wouldn't need the masking tape, I want to have a nice border around the envelope, so I'm adding the same masking tape as before. I'm keeping that in more like diamond orientation because this is how the vertical and horizontal lines of the envelope will look like, and I'm going with water. This paper is drying quite quickly, so I go in with the water. The water is dirty from the previous paint, it's stained with a color, but it doesn't matter because we are going directly with the color after it. And the same, thick paint, just making sure that it's evenly distributed, and going with a salt grinder. And again, we will make two flowers. In circular orientation we have the salt sprinkles, and we can of course add a few which are loose, but since this is an envelope and there will be an address, I keep it on the left. Then when everything is dry and I removed the salt, I'm lifting the middle of the flower as I did on the card and painting stems, indicating some shadows, little leaves, and stem connections with the fluffy parts of the flower. Everything should be kept on the left side of the envelope, because usually on the right side you have stamps and the address, and some posts are quite strict about it. Now everything has to dry. Once it's dry, we remove the masking tape, which reveals very nice crisp edge again, and it matches perfectly the card. Because it was in a block and it's glued from the four sides, I gently elevate one corner and remove the page from the block. So it's almost ready. And now I will cut out I will make the folding lines. I have a special template for that, but to be honest, you can do it on your own without special equipment if you are interested in learning how to do the envelope without it. Let me know in the comment. I can make a separate video on a few ways you can make an envelope on your own. I make so many envelopes that I decided to buy myself a special template. After making the the folding lines, I will cut out these little corners which are created by lines crossing. Here again, I just, instead of making it with the scissors, I make it with a special stamping tool. And after cutting out these little triangles, I will round up the corners of the pages just so it looks nice and the design is consistent. Then, using the lines, I'm folding the elements of the envelope in. I'm starting with the one on the sides, which will be covered by the one on the bottom, and in the end, the one on the top. So this is how the envelope will be looking when it's closed. Once I'm happy with it, I will be adding some double-sided tape so it all stays together. Here I'm adding one on the bottom flap. I'm always helping myself with little tweezers as I'm quite sloppy and it's hard for me to do it with my nails. So I'm elevating the corner of the tape and just lifting the covers and making sure that everything goes nicely together. This is it's called the bottom part of the envelope. And because it will be sent, I will also add some double-sided tape on the top flap. If you are gifting the envelope in person, you don't have to do it. But since it will be with postal services, I prefer to make sure it stays nice and closed. And it's ready. And now I will take a moment to write my message and come back to you. Okay, so today is next day and I wrote my letter. It's in the card, which is also having a message. I put it into the envelope. Using my tweezers, I removed the masking from double-sided tape and close the envelope. And theoretically, this is where you could stop. But I love to decorate my envelopes or messages from me with wax seals. So here I'm putting a little well over the candle with some wax seal beads. And I will use the stamp which is having motif of chrysanthemum. I use interchangeable heads, so I assembled it to the handle. I'm waiting for the wax to melt. And once the wax is melt, I'm pouring it on the corner of the envelope. I picked out the navy little shiny type of wax. I feel that this color works the best with the indigo layers on the envelope. And after a minute, I remove the stamp. And again, you could stop here, but I like to do the finishing touches. And even though the chrysanthemum is very well visible here, I'm going with a metallic marker, which writes on surfaces like glass or acrylic. And I'm doing the detail which makes the chrysanthemum pop a bit. Just on the elevated areas of the seal, I'm adding a little bit of silver. I'm keeping the whole design in cool colors, that's why I picked the silver one. And it's ready. Now you can add only some stamps, address it, and send it to the person who needs a little bit of comfort in the hard days.